Welcome back to Clinging Games. Today we are continuing my hardcore Reverse Genlocke series in my personal favorite game, Pokemon White. For anyone unaware of what a Nuzlocke is a playstyle in Pokemon with self-imposed rules to increase the challenge. The main rules of a Nuzlocke are: one Pokemon can be caught from each area. If a Pokemon faints, it is dead and must be permanently boxed or released. When it comes to deaths, I prefer to box them. And finally, all Pokemon must be nicknamed. For the hardcore rules, I cannot overlevel the next gym leader or Elite Four's ace. No items in battle except for held items. All battles must be played in set mode. Also, I play with the Dupes clause so I can reroll encounters until I find a new Pokemon. And I play with the Shiny clause so I can catch a shiny Pokemon even if I've caught the previous Pokemon. The exceptions are if a Pokemon is dead or it is banned due to being in the Hall of Fame from a previous run. In a Genlocke, you play through all the Pokemon games and you carry over your team from the previous games. For this special run, which I call a Reverse Genlocke, I am not allowed to use a Pokemon that has entered the Hall of Fame in a previous run. These are the banned Pokemon so far. And these are the Pokemon banned in White. Yep, none of them. Black and White have a completely new set of 150 Pokemon, which is part of the reason they are my favorite games. During the run, I'll only mention Pokemon that make some kind of an impact. Now let's go ahead and get into the run. I start the run by clarifying my gender, naming myself Kling, and being introduced to my best friends. Well, okay then. Putting that behind us, my apparent friends come over to pick our starters for the Unova region. I pick Snivy, my all-time favorite starter, and we waste no time getting into the battle with Bianca, who I beat with no issue. And then battle Charon, who again goes down with no real issue. I'm pretty sure they're coded to lose this battle with all the terrible decisions they make. Either way, they totally trash my room and we have to apologize to my mom before heading over to Professor Juniper's to get our Pokedex. Before we do that though, we nickname Snivy Snivington, so its name can match its elegance. Leaving a brief catching tutorial with the professor as the only obstacle before our run can truly begin. Following the tutorial, we do exactly as we're taught and catch a Patrat on Route 1. We easily catch her and nickname our new rodent, Ratrude. After training up my very small team, I head into Accumula Town and find the evil Team Plasma holding a rally in the middle of town. I assume they filled out the correct forms and got approval from the local government because I don't even have the option to try and fight them. They sure draw a crowd, I'll tell you that. After Plasma and the crowd clear out, a mysterious green-haired kid with excessive levels of main character talks to my Pokemon and wants to battle. In only has a Purloin though, so Ratrude takes it out with 2 tackles. So In storms off all mad at us. After taking care of that annoyance and knocking out a bunch of Ratrude wannabes, I run into a Lillipup on Route 2. Naturally, Lillipup falls victim to Ratrude's charisma and joins the team. I name my new puppy Puppers, a real stroke of genius. I get Puppers trained up to match the rest of the team and encounter Bianca just before Striaton City. Bianca leads with her own Lillipup and I lead with a not healed Ratrude. Lillipup gets a light tackle in, but Ratrude responds with a one-shot, leading to Bianca's Oshawott. Ratrude isn't threatened again, though, and easily takes down the otter with 2 more tackles, winning us another clean battle against Bianca. In Striaton City, there's an old man in front of the gym who tells me the gym leader is in the trainer school, but weirdly, we only find Charon. He's not the first gym leader. Is he? Charon leads with his Tepig, and I continue to lead with Ratrude. Luckily, Ratrude easily outlevels his team and is able to take down Tepig with 3 tackles. Could have been 2 if it didn't have a berry. Leading to Purloin. Purloin outspeeds and is able to hit a couple scratches, but Ratrude stays out of real danger and closes the battle with 2 more tackles, winning us the battle against Charon. Other than the gym trainers and training, that's really all there is to do before the first gym. In the Dream Yard, there's a lady who will give us a free monkey Pokemon to help with the gym, but that would count as our Dream Yard encounter, so I avoid her because there is another Pokemon exclusive to the Dream Yard I want more. So that leads us to the first gym. This gym is really unique for Pokemon because the leader and the type you face is always the type with an advantage over your starter. Because I chose Snivington, I get to battle the fire leader, Chili. Chili leads with his Lillipup and I lead with Snivington. I know Chili likes to set up with workup, so I match stat boosts and have Snivington use a couple growths. After that, a +2 tackle easily one-shots the Lillipup, leading to Chili's ace, Pansear, the second best of the monkeys. Pansear outspeeds and sets up a workup as Snivington does just below half with a tackle. Unfortunately, Chili doesn't feel the need to match boosts and hits an Incinerate to take Snivington just above half before Pansear goes into the yellow from another tackle. Chili potions, but Pansear gets hit back into the yellow immediately after. But it does survive, allowing it to outspeed and hit another Incinerate. That Snivington survives with 1 HP and gets the knockout with a final tackle, winning us an extremely close battle and earning us the first gym badge. After the gym battle, a scientist is very conveniently standing in the street to give us a mission and an HM, so it's off to the Dream Yard, where Bianca and I run into a pretty pink puffball and watch some plasma grunts totally trip balls. From where I was standing, it looked like a very bad trip. I don't blame them for running away like cowards. Plus, it lets the scientist get her hands on the dream mist she was looking for. But more importantly, it lets me look for a Dream Yard encounter, which is a Purloin. Crap. Oh well. I catch the Purloin and name her Meowsika, and Meowsika joins the team. While training the team up for future trials, Puppers hits level 16 and evolves into a Herdier. Unfortunately, Puppers had the wrong ability, so he doesn't get Intimidate after evolving. With all that taken care of, I head into Route 3, where I get ambushed by Charon for another battle. Charon leads Tepig and I lead Snivington. I swap out into Puppers, but Tepig hits an Ember on the swap and gets the burn. Pupper gets a Leer off, but gets hit with the Tail Whip too. So I swap out for Ratrude, who also gets immediately burnt by Ember. What in the world? Ratrude stays in and gets a huge crit on Bite before being taken low herself. So Meowsika comes in and finally knocks out Tepig with a Pursuit, leading to Charon's Purloin. Meowsika hits 3 growls on Purloin, and Purloin responds with some Fury Swipes and a growl of his own. We go on the offensive with some scratches while Purloin continues to hit its own Fury Swipes and growls. Eventually, Charon's Purloin hits a Sand Attack, so I swap out Meowsika into Snivington, while Purloin uses Assist to curl into a ball, letting Snivington outspeed and get the knockout with a Leaf Tornado, winning us another deathless, albeit annoying, battle. Before some more Plasma Grunts come speeding through and I get pulled into a rescue mission for some little girl's Pokemon. I don't mind helping, but why does Charon have to come along? Before I join the chase, Snivington hits level 17 while knocking out duplicate encounters in Route 3, and evolves into a Servine. I eventually find something new in a Pidove. Unfortunate again, I wanted a Blitzel, but I'll accept the tiny bird. I catch her and nickname Pidove Feathers before she joins the team. After training Feathers to match the team, I finally rejoin Charon to battle Plasma Grunts. Now the battles themselves are obviously nothing to write home about, but after we beat the first two more Grunts come to provide backup from deeper in the cave. This cave is not big, they must have just been waiting off camera. What weirdos. Putting that aside, before I return the stolen Pokemon, I look for my own in Wellspring Cave. And I get another bad draw, getting a Woobat. A fragile Psychic Flying isn't ideal for the upcoming normal gym, but I catch the flying Fluffball and name him Contagious. So I meet up with Charon and Bianca to return the stolen Pokemon before starting the adventure that is Early Friendship Evolution. To quote myself in Platinum, look at this thrilling gameplay. Even worse because I don't even have the bike or a Soothe Bell yet. Eventually, after running back and forth for literal hours, Contagious hits level 17 and evolves into a Swoobat. Now my useless Fragile Bat has ears. What an upgrade. Putting that behind me, I go to clear out the Nakrine gym trainers, only to be ambushed once again at the entrance, this time by N. N leads with Pidove and I lead Ratrude. Pidove hits a light quick attack while Ratrude works up. A Crunch then takes Pidove low and Pidove hits a Leer, letting Pidove hit a much harder quick attack before falling to another Crunch. Leading to Timber, so Ratrude swaps for Contagious, while Timber uses Focus Energy. Timber then wastes its time using Bide, getting one shot with Confusion. So N sends in his final Pokemon, Temple, giving us an easy swap to Snivington on a Bubble Beam, who outspeeds and gets the KO with Leaf Storm, ending a very easy battle against N, who promises to get a legendary Pokemon while he leaves. After taking care of that and the gym trainers, the only thing left to do is train. Once again, there are available Pokemon in the Pinwheel Forest, but only in the outskirts, so I save my encounter until I can reach the forest. While training up the team, Meowsika hits level 20 and evolves into a Liepard. Slightly more bulk, but way more offense, followed by Ratrude hitting level 20 as well and evolving into a Watchog. Not my favorite early game rodent, but certainly an upgrade to the team, which just about wraps up the pre-gym activities. So I organize the team, hand out some berries, and take on the normal type leader, Lenora. Lenora leads Herdier and I lead Feathers. Herdier hits a massive takedown to start the battle before Feathers gets a Growl off to mitigate the damage. and let her survive the following takedown to set up a second growl. Feathers is dead to another, so I bring in Contagious, who still barely survives a takedown. But that was part of the plan, to bait out Crunch as we swapped in Meowstica. But Lenora doesn't fall for it, continuing to take down, and gets a huge critical hit, killing Meowstica immediately. This is a major blow to my plan, so I have to skip a few steps and bring in Rattrud early. Rattrud sets up a workup, but Herdier gets another huge crit, taking Rattrud down to 3 HP before her berry. Lenora then heals up her Herdier with a super potion before Rattrud takes it back into the yellow with Crunch, letting Rattrud finish off Herdier with the next Crunch, leading to Lenora's ace, her own Watchog. Watchog always goes for Retaliate on the first move, so Rattrud avoids the attack by using Detect. The following turn, Rattrud gets outsped and killed with another Retaliate. Puppers comes in now. Watchog outspeeds and hits a Leer before Puppers gets a Rock Smash off. Watchog then outspeeds again and hits a Hypnosis to put my Puppers to sleep. Watchog hits a Retaliate while Puppers sleeps, then hits another Retaliate to take Puppers to 3 HP while she refuses to wake up. I'm forced to make a tough choice now and bring in Feathers to die to Watchog's Crunch on the next turn. I know Contagious outspeed, so I bring it in next, but his Confusion does pitiful damage, letting Watchog easily survive and kill my bat with another Crunch. With 4 team members dead, I'm forced to bring in Snivington. Snivington thankfully dodges a Hypnosis attempt and is able to hit and get an accuracy drop with Leaf Tornado. I expect to heal and use Growth, but Watchog actually goes for Hypnosis that thankfully misses again, letting Snivington survive a final Retaliate and get the kill with Tackle, barely letting us win the battle and earn our second badge. Right before Lenora's husband rushes in to tell us that Team Plasma is up to something in the museum. I get to the lobby just in time to see Plasma steal the skull off of what is clearly a Dragonite skeleton. What a bunch of dumb idiots. I better team up with Berg and Lenora to warn Team Plasma their legendary Pokemon was barely OU'd last generation. On the way, I drop my 4 dead team members into the dead box, including Contagious that I spent hours evolving. It's the worst to waste that kind of time on a Pokemon. To make matters worse, I only have 1 encounter available to me, so I head to Pinwheel Forest to get my encounter, which turns out to be a Petalil. Yay, another grass type. Just what I needed. Sucks, but I catch the Petalil and nickname her Backup as she joins the very thin team. I train Backup some more before I continue my admittedly less than urgent pursuit of Team Plasma. I finally catch up to Team Plasma Grunt in an opening and let him know the thing he stole is kinda worthless. He doesn't take criticism well and battles me for being mean to him. Or something. I don't know. What's important is that he has some Patrats that spam Sand Attack and make it very annoying to battle him. Not difficult by any means, just extremely annoying. But Backup eventually sweeps the team, and I get stuck in some political thriller with the gym leaders that we apparently lose. I don't have enough living Pokemon to care about Lenora's problems. I get my mind off the slaughter of my team members, and I get to cross Sky Arrow Bridge, which is honestly amazing that they were able to put graphics like this on the original DS. This blew me away the first time I played the game. This bridge also lets me go to and through Castelli City and head into Route 4, where I find the perfect Pokemon for the upcoming bug gym, Darumaka. I play it safe and throw an Ultra Ball, which catches the little Pyro, letting me nickname him Savior and add my first Fire type to the team. I train up Savior some and approach the bug gym with some confidence, only to run into Charon, who surprisingly doesn't want to battle, and Berg, who tells me Plasma is in town by the docks. So I head over with him and learn that Bianca had her Pokemon stolen by Team Plasma, which means it's time for the dream team of Berg and Kling to bust some Plasma heads. We find the Plasma base directly across the street from the gym, and beat up the Grunts with no issues at all. A couple Sandiles stand no chance against my team of mostly grass types. Then we head inside and learn that one of the Saints put the base across from the gym on purpose because they thought it was funny. What an absolute legend. Hype is always optimal. This guy knows it. Oh, and we get Bianca our Pokemon back, so everyone is happy in the end. Or Bianca is at least. I also get a Smoke Ball from where Team Plasma disappeared. Great small detail. With Plasma dealt with, I get the team trained up and take on the Bugmaster, Berg. Berg leads with Whirlipede and I lead Backup. My plan is to put Whirlipede to sleep to set up, but I never get the chance as Whirlipede outspeeds and kills Backup with a crit on Poison Tail. So I bring in Puppers. Puppers begin setting up workups as Whirlipede hits a Poison Tail. We get a second workup off as Whirlipede continues to pound away with Poison Tail. A third Poison Tail takes Puppers around half before Puppers sets up a final workup. We then go on the offensive as Puppers knocks out Whirlipede with Retaliate, which gets Puppers to level 24 and she learns Crunch, as Berg brings in Dwebble. Puppers hits a huge crunch to take Dwebble into the red before taking a smackdown to about a third. Berg heals Dwebble up, but Puppers brings it right back into the red with another crunch and gets the defense drop, so another crunch knocks out Dwebble despite a second hyper potion, leading to Berg's ace, Levani. Levani outspeeds Puppers and immediately kills her off with a critical hit on Razor Leaf. After the death, I bring in Savior. Savior tries to hit a fire punch, but Levani protects. On the following turn, Levani hits a Razor Leaf for barely any damage, and Savior responds with a fire punch to one-shot and get us the win. Really bad choice not to swap out Puppers. I didn't think Savior would survive a Razor Leaf that well, but we still managed to get the win and badge number 3. Before I can even lay Puppers and back up to rest, I get a call from Bianca asking me for a battle. It doesn't give me an option, so I guess by default, I would love to battle. After the call, I immediately run to the Poke Center to lay my fallen Pokemon to rest in the dead box, leaving exactly 2 Pokemon alive. But one of them is named Savior, so we have hope, right? Right? Either way, we're out of options, so it's time to face the music and meet Bianca for our match. Bianca leads Herdier, and I lead with Snivington. Snivington starts off with a Leech Seed, while Herdier uses Odor Sleuth. Then we start to set up Growth before Herdier hits a pretty hard takedown. Leech Seed helps manage the damage though, so we use Growth again on the next turn before taking another takedown into the orange. But the Growth and the recoil damage make Leaf Tornado an easy knockout, letting Snivington level up and learn Mega Drain before Bianca sends in her Muna. Mega Drain doesn't quite get the knockout, but it recovers most of Snivington's HP before Muna hits a Psybeam, letting Snivington hit another Mega Drain for the KO. And bringing in Bianca's Pansear. Snivington hits a big Leaf Tornado, taking Pansear into the red before Pansear hits a Yawn. Bianca heals Pansear before Snivington hits a Mega Drain to get back to full HP and falls asleep. Pansear hits a relatively light Incinerate while Snivington sleeps. Second turn, Pansear hits another Incinerate and Snivington stays asleep. On the third turn, Snivington wakes up and finally knocks out Pansear with another Mega Drain, finally leading to Bianca's final Pokemon, Dewott, who is easily one-shot by a final Mega Drain from Snivington, and getting us a clean victory against Bianca, which lets us pass through the gate to Route 4, as stones throw away from more encounters to refill the team. But there is one more threat standing in our way, Charon on Route 4, who is determined to prove himself. Charon leads P-Dove and I lead Savior. Savior misses Fire Punch on the first turn and gets hit with a critical hit Air Cutter in return to nearly half. Luckily, the second Fire Punch hits and knocks out P-Dove. Next up is Pansage, who gets a light bite as I bring in Snivington. Snivington sets up a Growth as Pansage bites again. This process repeats itself for 2 more turns, with Growth from Snivington and bites from Pansage, until Snivington is in the yellow. So Snivington hits a boosted Mega Drain to knock out Pansage and heal itself up to around half, leading to Charon's ace, Pignite. Snivington outspeeds and hits a Mega Drain, but it only does about a third and doesn't heal Snivington to full, letting Pignite hit a Flame Charge for over half and giving Pignite a speed boost. I swap into Savior to take another Flame Charge and stall for Sandstorm damage, but Pignite gets a crit on the swap, taking Savior too low to survive another after Sandstorm. Pignite randomly goes for Defense Curl before Savior hits a critical hit on Facade, but Pignite survives and eats a berry to go back into the orange, letting it outspeed and kill Savior with another Flame Charge, with more than enough health to live Sandstorm, forcing me to bring in Snivington, who gets outspeed and killed with a final Flame Charge, causing me to white out and fail the run. So, I think we can agree this was not the best attempt on white. My encounters definitely weren't ideal outside of Savior before the Bug Gym, but I certainly could have played better and lived to see more encounters, especially against Berg. Lenora was a tough battle because the multiple takedown crits hamstrung my strategy that I think could have worked well. The Berg fight was where I really lost. I could have easily led Puppers into Whirlipede and swapped to Savior earlier, but the past is in the past and this attempt is as dead as my team. With the main character dead, we can only assume Team Plasma never did anything bad again and everyone lived happily ever after. Just like in Ruby, I won't reset the entire Reverse Genlocke, I will just reattempt white with the ban list intact, which doesn't really affect this run in any way, but I'm definitely not mad about playing through white again. I will be swapping up the starter. I think every time I fail an attempt, I'll use a different starter unless the other options are banned. Looking at you, Kanto. So for now, we'll just call this attempt a side story, and I'll see you again when I hopefully clear Pokemon White on the next attempt. Thank you for watching. I've been Klinga Games.